Imagine you meeting God and wondering if she smoke. Imagine you seeing God walking out the liquor store. I done seen it before. Everything I'm doing now, I said and dreamed it before. Cause once upon a time, I begged for what I needed before. But then I learned that all I had to do was be it before. I found my light and stood up in it like my name was Theotis. Took a flight for new beginnings, hope the universe noticed. And now my home turf cheering me on. Feel like the whole.
Welcome to my channel. I'm your favorite cousin, but are you mine? If you are, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, all that good stuff to join the fam. So the Love Island portion of the video opened with Huda saying how much she loved the show and that it was a dream of hers to make it on the show. This made me think immediately about her friend when she said that Huda wasn't familiar with the show, and this was during the time she was receiving backlash for her behavior and how she was acting a damn fool. And to me, this also echoes and recalls Huda's habit of saying, I'm new to this, I'm learning. It's like an echo chamber. So all of that goes hand in hand. I feel like a lot of people coddle Huda because she's relatable. Same thing for Amaya. They coddle people that they feel like are relatable for whatever reason. Huda uses her trauma as an excuse for her behavior, which is why I don't agree with how the interview opened up with focusing so much on her childhood and everything she went through and her failed relationships, whatever. I feel like it should have just been focused on Love Island, which is why I'm primarily going to focus on the Love Island portion of the interview because that's what we came for. And when I say we, I mean she victimizes herself, and it will become apparent in the interview when she responds to a lot of things that happened, her reasoning for saying whatever. She'll say that she was scared or was afraid somebody would reject her. Her use of fear goes hand in hand with the same way police be saying they scared for their life, so they do something illogical. It's not that extreme, but like the way of thinking is to me, like the streamline of thinking. So something else that piqued my interest during the show, and it goes hand in hand with this interview, was the baby challenge. So something that piqued my interest during the show was the baby episode when they got the baby dolls. A lot of people, when they were woken up with the dolls crying, I saw that a lot of people were like, "Oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure Huda has PTSD with the dolls crying nonstop." In her interview, she said her baby had colic, which is when a baby cries nonstop for no good reason. Her daughter's what, 4, 5 years old now. So to me, I feel like she's out of that time frame when she would still be affected by a crying baby in such a way. I've dealt with crying babies so much in my life, and I guarantee you I don't have PTSD. There's a lot of single mothers out here who do not have PTSD from being a single mother and to the point where they lash out on other people for it. So all of that PTSD BS is no excuse for how she was acting towards Chris in that episode and beyond. That mommy PTSD my ass. Anyway, I don't think them damn baby dolls on the show triggered her. I just really feel like it was an excuse for her to behave the way she wanted to behave. And when a preview for the episode came up, before it even came on, I saw a few users saying, "Oh, with this episode, however Huda's gonna behave is justified," and I haven't even seen it yet, but I just know because she's a single mom. I also noticed how she's inclined to say that she's with her daughter 24/7, and all throughout this interview. Oh, cause yeah, I'm with my daughter 24/7. We're best friends. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was with my daughter 24/7. Like this whole 24/7 thing, and it's like okay That happens when you become a mom. Sometimes you have to be with your kids all the time. I'm with my baby all the time. It is what it is. Like it's that comes with the job. So again, the portion of the Love Island part of the interview, she said, I think I had a lot of luck when it comes to how long I remained on the show. America's voting, luck. How they perceive you, luck. I'll go on to say it wasn't luck. The producers saved her ass because they like her, and her fellow Islanders saved her ass because I believe the producers told them to, because Huda makes good TV. When it gets to the point where you can't differentiate when it's time to send somebody home and when they're good for TV at a healthy level, like, get rid of the production team. But no, it wasn't luck. It was producers. It was heavily produced that you stay on the show, because when America voted initially, we wanted to send your ass home for how you acted, and you should have went home. Love bombing thing I'm not gonna talk about. It's so exhausting. Maybe in a different video, maybe in the short, I'll break it down. But right now, I'm not covering love bombing. But it admits that she intentionally decided to withhold the information that she had a child from Jeremiah. Her reasoning was that he probably could have a mom fetish, and she wanted him to get to know her as a person. She also said that she was terrified to tell him because she didn't want him to freak out, which to me are trying to heavily control the outcome of the situation. Just say what it is, and whatever happens, it is what it is. If he freaks out, he's not the dude for you, and he freaked out. And she lied when she was like, he told her he's more attracted to her because she is a mom. No, he freaked out. And in a future episode, she was like, can you do more for me and show me that you like me? And he was like, you got her on. You just told me you a mama. You got a lot going on. Like, that's what we need to be worried about. He's not more attracted to you because you're a mom. So you flat out lied in this interview about that. As she continued to talk, it became very apparent to me that she watched a lot of the edits. She claims she did not watch the show in its entirety, and that she watched a lot of edits from her fans who are delusional. The support she received could be why she's doubling down on a lot of the things that she did wrong. She said she was frustrated because with certain behavior she would display, no one would sit down and ask her, hey, why do you behave the way you behave? It's not their job to sit down with you and ask you why you running around acting amok. It's not. If I sign up for Love Island, I'm gonna be pissed if LJ. No. I'm gonna be pissed if I have to run around after somebody else who's a grown adult asking them, hey, I have to put my psychology degree to use. Hey, what have you gone through that causes you to lash out like this? No, I'm on vacation, baby. No, it's not my job to coddle you or hold your hand. That's why they got psych that you claim you voluntarily go to. So why you pissed at me for not doing the psychologist's job? Makes no sense. She said when guys end up getting what they want, they change their character, and I disagree. When you end up getting what you want, you change your character. You become unbelievably attached. She keeps referring to being scared or operating from a place of fear when referring to the relationship she has with Jeremiah. She said she felt like she failed as a mother, which is why she started crying when she almost got voted off by America and separated from Jeremiah. She also said that she had a panic attack and needed to be consoled by the others. She almost got voted off so many times it don't make any damn sense. I don't even know where I'm at in the plot of the of this season. She also admits to purposely asking Taylor to help her with the pancakes to kind of make some aggression come out of Jeremiah. Like, oh, you're not gonna make my girl pancakes. Kind of how Nick responded to Elan making like breakfast for Sierra. She has this unrealistic ideal of what she thinks a real man is, and if you don't fall under that, she refers to you as a bitch. She treats you like a little kid. She talks to you like a little kid, and she talks about you like you're a little kid and a bitch to other people around whoever will listen. So this thing about Jeremiah did check on her when she almost got eliminated. Unpopular opinion, but I feel like he don't owe her shit. He don't owe her. He don't owe her shit. He didn't owe her that. The satisfaction of him checking on her after America split them up. No, we're trying to get rid of this obsessive behavior, the codependency. No, be a grown woman, stand on your own. You don't need him coddling you because you almost got voted off. Take it to the chin. So she crashed out because she felt like Jeremiah was being rewarded, and she basically was suffering while the stars were aligning for him. He got to go on a date, and a lot of good things came to him immediately after they separated. And she said she was eavesdropping because she couldn't trust nobody else in the villa to listen to his conversations and come back and report to her again. Like, this became the Huda show, and everybody was tired of it, drained. She ruined their experience. But back to her reasoning for crashing out. You are also being rewarded for your bad behavior because you got to stay on the show multiple times, even though you were deserving of being sent home. So earlier, she said that he told her that he was more attracted to her because she's a mom. But later on, she goes to say that after she told him that she was a mom, things started changing and that she was scared that he was going to pull away from her and started feeling indifferent, which was what happened. So, how on one hand do you say he told you he was more attracted to you because you were a mom, and then later on you forget that you said that and you finally start to tell the truth that he began to act indifferently towards you, which is why you blew up because he didn't hold you when you stood in front of him and you went and sat down on the other end of the fire pit, I believe it was, and had a whole attitude and then drew attention to y'all. And then after that told him he don't get to confide in nobody but you, don't tell nobody y'all business. That stays between y'all. You were isolating this man. That's abusive behavior. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing it as well. She basically said that she was the victim of the village because nobody was interested in what she was saying and nobody laughed at her jokes or thought she was funny. Maybe you're just not funny and they were tired of your antics. She said she felt so isolated. How, on one hand, do you say you're isolated, but on the other said you had a good relationship with Alandria because she was like a listening ear for you? How do you also say you were very cool with Amaya because she was a listening ear for you, but also say you were isolated and didn't trust anybody? Make it make sense. If you were so isolated and didn't trust the women and had nobody to talk to, why then, after you immediately got into that argument with JD about being dominant and dominated, you marched over to the girls and was like, "You guys would be so proud of me. I just walked away from the conversation. Why would you go say that to them if y'all weren't cool? Like you saying now in this interview that you wasn't cool with nobody." So all throughout this interview, it's very clear to me that you lied non-stop. Okay, so she said during the standing on business challenge, she tried to stick up for Amaya, but everybody kept talking over her. And if she yelled, they would have told her to be quiet. But she had no damn problem yelling across the villa to call Jeremiah a bitch. Nobody, no, like nobody was stopping you from doing that, from screaming across the villa, but you could have stand up for your girl. Right. Nobody wasn't gonna stop her from saying nothing. She's such a liar and y'all eat it up every time. And in Amaya's interview, she confirmed nobody stood up for her or said anything until Brian said something. None of the girls had her back. She said she was in there alone, just taking it. And that's sad to say, but every time Huda had a attention tantrum, Amaya would always check in with her when Huda would sit herself being quiet, looking for attention. Amaya would be like, "Hey, I see you by yourself. What's going on? Are you okay? Maybe you should come over here with the girls." And every time Huda would ignore her or be very rude to her, but every time Amaya would check in with her. So the fact that you didn't stand up for her speaks volumes to me. It's all about you. And then afterwards, you went to go try to confront her for optics, I believe. Huda claims that she did not ride Ace's face. She just twerked on his stomach. And that she has a move where she licks up from the genitals all the way up. Like, we've seen it before. That's not what she did that pissed off Shelly. Like, come on. You sat on this dude's face. Period. And I feel like because Shelly had did a little extra with Chris, Huda tried to one up her and be like, okay, you wanna do that to my connection, I'm gonna grab your man. Even though they both understood that Shelly would be exploring both her options. I feel like Huda did her big one, like she was bragging, because she was upset that Shelly had options. An option that she chose at the last minute that she didn't even want herself. But again, she tried to one up Shelly in the worst way. Huda claims that she never spoke to anybody rudely, but this was her sense of humor that a lot of people didn't get or understand. She literally told Jeremiah, I can be a bitch sometimes. I can say really mean things. And she laughed. That's not humor, baby. She wants to be misunderstood. So something that Huda talked about regarding Chris and Shirley was that she put on a nice cute green bikini and came downstairs and she was upset because he didn't even look his way. He was so tuned into his conversation with Shelly that attempts to get his attention did not get his attention. He said they had half sex and it wasn't all the way and not because she couldn't take it. And she also was saying that they didn't get to do everything. So I interpreted that as she didn't get to like have out in the open buck wild sex the way she wanted to. So she doesn't count it because she only got it from the side. So she doesn't count it because basically she only got it from the side or from the back is what I'm assuming she meant. Or only got missionary. As far as the countdown in bed, that's sexual harassment. Period. She said she did that because she knew he wasn't asleep. Girl, it's not that serious. If you say his dick little or it wasn't good, why are you begging for sex? Why are you begging for it if it's so called not good? That's what I'm trying to understand from you. If y'all are having half sex that's not really sex and it's not that good because this dick is little, why are you begging for it? Wake up on the count of three, two. Why are you begging like that if it's not that good? If you don't like him, weird. As far as the breakup scene on their date, the last date of the season that's supposed to be romantic, she said he felt like he did his big one with that. And she claims that she told him, why are you here? I'm going to walk myself because he wouldn't carry her. I don't feel like he was wrong for not carrying her. A lot of people was like, he could have still been a gentleman and carried her across the water. She just broke up with him. What I'm gonna carry you for? Walk. You talk all that shit all day long. Walk. And it sounded like she was down there in tears when she asked, "You're gonna make me walk in the water?" So the way she came and retold it on the interview is not by far how it went at all. Again, liar, trying to make herself seem like the big bad wolf, and it's not going well with me because I could, if I really sat here and went over all my notes, like this would probably be like an hour. Like she lies so much in this damn interview that it's really disturbing to me how people go up for this girl. She claims that at the time of her interview, her and Chris are on cordial terms, which I believe because he stood up for her in his interview. He didn't bash her or nothing. I would love to see what it's like at the reunion. When asked about her relationship with other people, she said, I don't give a fuck. I've said this to everybody's face. A lot of people are acting like they're cool with her and they are not. Who are a lot of people? I feel like if you gonna talk crazy like this, Say names. If you're gonna be messy all the way, don't half ass it. Who are you talking about? Who's acting nicer to you now that your fans now that they see how your fans see you? Like who are you talking about? Now that they see that you got an army behind you, basically is what you're saying. She is not in therapy, y'all. She just went to the show psychologist. She talked to the show therapist. She herself is not in therapy. Y'all are misconstruing what she's saying. Y'all are really misconstruing what she's saying. That's not what she said. And yeah, y'all, that's all I have to say on the Huda interview so far. If anything else comes up, I'll make it a short. Drop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the whole interview. How do you feel about Huda as a person? Do you agree with me that Huda and Amaya are two different sides of the same coin? I said it before. I'll keep saying it. Do you believe that they lack emotional regulation? Or do you just think they're misunderstood? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you.
They call me lost when I wander. I go as far as I wanna go. Temptation try pull me under, but I won't